Hi, I'm Andrea Klim, and you are watching Turn to the Stars. And this is a new moon that we are experiencing today, October 27th at exactly 11:55 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm calling this new moon there's a theme that really points to sharing the deepest parts of ourselves. And it is in the sign of Scorpio, which is a water sign, which brings sensitivity and emotion. And it does carry a theme for intense and powerful transformative experiences to unfold over the coming days and through November. A theme that challenges us to share the most deepest parts of ourselves, and because Scorpio energy does take us on a journey through darkness where we don't know what to expect, and fear of the unknown and what could happen is a very normal emotion. So imagine what could happen if you were able to open your mind and allow yourself to be vulnerable in your most intimate relationships. And I want to mention that this new moon is exactly opposite Uranus. So it does include or recognize, and there is this awareness of the other and their values versus our values and the patterns that take place in those interactions. So there is a strong influence that's present now that delivers unexpected and unusual realizations and activations. Uranus's energy is unpredictable, the unexpected, the unusual, the awakening of what you weren't aware of before. So that is very, very strong in this, and that is a very strong theme around this new moon. And this can be very exciting if you can open your heart to receive this heightened state of awareness that the universe is offering. So you may experience changes in what you value, what you hold dear to your heart, and how you express yourself in relationships. And so there's going to be an intensity of emotion, as I said before, that surrounds this new moon in Scorpio. And, you know, Scorpio in its most evolved sense stimulates you to look at places where there is discomfort. And like the shamanic journey, it will take you to places you've never been before. So on that note, I want to just share with you a little bit of information. I'm teaching a class on shamanic journeying and practices, which is a 2-day intensive in Orlando, Florida at the Spiral Circle Books and Botanical Store. And so that is, as I said, a 2-day intensive, and it is from 9 to 5 Saturday and 9 to 5 Sunday with an hour for lunch. And for more information on that and registration, you can look to www.turntothestars.com. And if you click on services on the top menu, there's a drop-down menu that you'll see Learn Shamanism. And if you go to that page, you'll be able to have lots of details on this class and what it includes, and there's just a lot of information there, and how to register. So I hope to see you there. And so coming back to the new moon, this new moon does offer opportunity to surrender and let your walls down. And it does require trust in your divine guidance, your inner light. And this is something that is so abundant to each and one of us, and it is bright. And so as a result, you'll get closer to those around you, understand them better, and vice versa. Love will reach deeper, and it'll be worth it. This new moon offers an opportunity to break through major barriers that have stopped you in the past. It offers an opportunity for a major transformation to occur in whatever area of your life that's being highlighted by this Scorpio new moon. By that, when I look at a birth chart and we look at the transit, which is how the outside planets are influencing you, we would be able to see where this new moon is taking place. So that would be the area of your life where there's a new theme of experience unfolding, which is what I'm talking about today. So on this new moon, I would encourage you to be honest and speak from your heart and share your most sensitive and private feelings. It is going to take, courage to do that. And Scorpio, there is a real secret side to this energy, but what it has the ability to do is unfold the mysteries and unveil the mysteries. So that is very significant at this time. So the sign of Scorpio is actually somewhat like the detective who acts in a quiet yet intentional ways to uncover mysteries that have been in the dark up till this time. So once that light is reached, once you get that awareness and you can see those areas which have been hidden, Scorpio has the power to take you through this, and there can be a powerful change and basically a death of old programming that occurs in the process of this new moon. And there is also a powerful acceptance and metamorphosis that will be experienced in this process. So the influence of this new moon has the ability to release you from what was so that you can experience the treasures that come through surrender and letting go. So this opens doors for new and exciting opportunities ahead. And I want to add, if you were born around the end of any month, especially October, April, July, or January, this new moon cycle will be the most influential in your life. So what that means is that there will be the sun sign in your chart, which is what most of us look at, many people look at and read about in the newspaper. So if you were born, like I said, around the end of any month, especially the months that I just discussed, which is October, April, July, or January, this new moon will be the most influential in your life. So you'll see themes of change, themes of where there's a lot of emotion around change. And so the time that I found it interesting as I was preparing the show and writing the article for this new moon, that November 3rd is going to be when we step back in time, that we lose an hour, that we fall back. So there is a change there. And so the days are going to be shorter, night time is going to be longer, sunlight is less, and normally, we're going to have to look inwardly and turn toward our inner light for guidance. And so what I did in my article is I provided a link to a guided shamanic journey, which basically walks you through a process of letting go of things that no longer serve, no longer are in your best interest. And so it helps you identify them. So you can find that if you go on YouTube and look up, put in the title Rise of the Phoenix. And it's about 30 minutes long, and anything that is going to help you move through times of change and let go of what you cannot control is going to be effective and helpful. And so it'll be a journey that will empower inner peace, gratitude, connection, and beauty. So I would encourage that at this time. And also I wanted to make sure that you were aware that Mercury turns retrograde on October 31st. And it takes you on a journey of revisiting whatever areas of your life you're in need of more information that will bring you to the means for a brighter future. So it lasts through November 20th, and probably around the 11th of November is when the sun and Mercury come together up in the sky. And that means that the spirit and the mind are coming together. The sun is shining light on our minds, so it's revitalizing us, and it kind of gives us an aha moment of why it's been so important for us to hold off on making any decisions, that reminding us that it has been a time of research. It's been the best time to revisit things that we weren't sure about. So the retrograde will provide us with that means to a brighter future. So by the 20th, it's going to be over. This is a long retrograde in Scorpio, so it is going to be uncovering mysteries that we had not known about, or you know, and those areas will be areas where we'll be able to gain knowledge during the process of the Scorpio retrograde. So I would like to wish you all the strength and wisdom and trust to journey to a new you during this time, during this month. And so for more, you know, if you're interested in more personal, detailed insight into your soul's patterns and your future, I am available for consultation. And if you want to visit my website, I do have some great holiday coupons out there for gift certificates, or for yourself to buy a gift certificate. They're for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. There's also certificates for discounts for relationship charts. Those are really, really detailed and very helpful in understanding in depth about the relationships that you are inquiring about in your life. And so if you want to go to turntothestars.com, click on services and then look at charts, predictions, readings, that's where you'll find those coupons. And one of the things I wanted to just bring up near the end of this recording is that this year is, in Chinese astrology, 2019 is the year of the pig. And the pig is not thought to be a smart animal in China. It likes sleeping and eating and becomes fat. So it's usually an indication that there's a sense of laziness and clumsiness. But on the positive side, it behaves when it does behave itself. It behaves and it has no plan to harm others, and it brings affluence to people. So consequently, it has been regarded as wealth. And so this month of Scorpio highlights this energy. And so Scorpio is one of the signs associated with wealth. Taurus and Scorpio are the opposite signs, and Taurus is the money sign or the financial sign, and Scorpio is others, how others will respond to you, how others will spend their money, how others will invest, how others, what they will value. So that energy is very prevalent right now. And I wanted to add that on the astrology chart for this new moon, which I have on my article, I did highlight areas in here that are important, because on this new moon we do have a square with Mars and Saturn. And so what that does is it puts pressure on us, because Mars is in Libra. So there's this pressure around taking actions in relationships that are fair, that are just. And the square will influence some challenges in that area around right action. And, you know, we'll be able to recognize areas that we need to take responsibility for ourselves, and others will realize where they need to take responsibility as well. Of course, there's free will involved, but with Saturn involved, it's about discipline, it's about responsibility. And as Pluto is moving through Capricorn with Saturn close by in the South Node, it brings to light for us that there is, in government, in business, in our careers, in the structures of our lives, the structures of our behavior, the structures of our emotional reaction are going through an incredible transformation. And I often describe, you know, the astronomy associated with Pluto, because Pluto is a planet that physically on the surface is frozen. And when you go through a Pluto transit, what happens is whatever has been frozen, meaning whatever has been a continuous behavior that has continued on throughout your life, Pluto will bring change. It will melt the surface of those patterns, it will change them, and then what is underneath is jewels, treasure. And by that, I mean that your life will never be the same after this transit. So it does bring up an awareness of what we need to let go of and what those structures look like on any level of our life. So I know a lot about this as I've been going through a transit with Pluto over my moon. So my family, my home, my emotions, patterns going back generations and generations of emotional responding have been brought to light in my life. So if you're experiencing incredible change in your life and things that are just like dropping off and never to be the same again, that's a Pluto transit. And it's really interesting and fulfilling to learn about that. So as I said, I am available for consultations, and some of the things that I do offer, other services, are I offer a monthly, quarterly, and annual interpretations about the future. And I also offer predictions where you can also at times connect with loved ones who have passed. I'm also a medium as well as an astrologer. So I also do shamanic healing, and I offer extraction and soul retrieval. Those are they're basically like surgery, but they're on a soul level. And I also do past life journeys, guided journeys, and I teach shamanic journeying classes, both private and in groups, and I can do that also, that type of work, on Zoom. I also teach psychic and mediumship development classes, and those are private, group, or Zoom. Astrology classes, and those are extremely detailed, step by step by step. I've taught students over the years who'd study astrology their whole life and could never put it together to form the language for accurate and understandable interpretation. And so I have formulas that I've developed, and these are in my classes. So there's about 20 of them, but we would take them in small segments. So I'm going to be putting out some group classes very soon also. And I also offer something that's really special, which I call it's called Heal Your Soul, a spiritual guide for healthy living. And what this is packages that I offer, which is 5 readings, 5 one-hour readings, or healing, and which also involve healing journeys and practices that I'm working really close with you one-on-one. And so with 5 readings and 5 sessions, you get 1 free. So if there's something in your life that you really are looking for some guidance and some assistance with, that would be a perfect thing for you. I also do past life readings, which are very detailed, and there's graphs and diagrams and exact identification of places where your soul has been, the month and the year, and we talk about that in reference to this life and how that affects you. And I also do compatibility and relationship readings. And if you look on my website, again, there are coupons there. There are special discounts for those readings. Another type of reading I do is called an orrery reading, which is when you have questions that require a yes or no answer to important life questions. This is a great reading to do. You will get a yes or no answer with lots of details around the question. I also do solar return charts, which are a snapshot of your year ahead. So 3 months prior to your birthday, this is a great reading to do because you get a detailed story of what's unfolding over the course of the next year and what that looks like. And I've worked with many people also throughout my last 22 years of doing and working as an astrologer, working with people on the best time for surgery. And it really does make a difference in the experience, whether it be a difficult or actually an easy process. So timing matters very much. I'm sure that you'd agree in that regard. So again, one of the last things that I do want to mention is that gift certificates for the holidays are now available on my website for purchase, and there's a savings on every single reading that I'm offering. And so those gift certificates are available for purchase, but those, I want to mention that they're custom. I can custom design those for you, make them very personal. So you tell me what you want to say, and I can either print them out and put it in a nice envelope for you, or I can send it to you by email and you can print it out or send it to the person you're gifting it to. So with that in mind, I want to say thank you to all of you for tuning in today and wish you well on this new moon adventure. And so I just want to say take care, be well, and I'll see you next time, probably closer to the full moon, which is November 12th. And so I'll be coming back at that time with more insight on that energy. So take care, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.